Hello, hello. Welcome back to another live on my channel. I'm so glad to be back. That little couple days break was good. It gave me some time to think about what I want to do for y'all and how to go, what to do going forward. So I think this new schedule is going to work out great. And I hope y'all will agree. Here I've got the current idea book, our November, December book. Remember, the items in this idea book are only live November through December. And then after that, it's pretty much whatever's left on the shelf. And corporate will go on our website. And it's, first come, first serve. And once it's gone, it's gone. So if any of you are needing anything out of this book, I highly recommend that you do go order. You can order at my site, claudia.ctmh.com. Go there and order, especially before the holidays hit or before we go on a semi-lockdown or anything again, just so you can have some good stuff to play with if you do get stuck at home for some reason. Remember, my VIP program just started last month. So when you sign up to be a VIP under me, or just in general, you sign up. It's a $35 annual fee, but between now and December 31st, you will get an automatic $25 credit that you can use with your first order, or you can bank it up and use it at a later date. So basically, for $10, you can sign up to be a VIP. That's what the math comes out to. Then, on every order you place, you'll get 15% back. So you can either apply that 15% as a discount to that current order, or you can bank up the 15% along with that $25 that you got from the sign up to use maybe at a later date when you want to get that little something, but you don't want to, order a whole lot and you've got a little bit of money banked up. You can just snag it at a later time. So the $25 credit is the first perk. The 15% back or off is the second but biggest perk. The third perk is that you will be part of a VIP group through Close to My Heart, and you'll be entitled to different specials that come along. The first one is going to be a special paper pack and stamp set for a special project that will go live in February. And as soon as I have those details, I'll definitely be showing it to you all, so that if you are a VIP, you can order it to prepare for that workshop. Or if you want to become a VIP, maybe this will be the incentive that you need to join. I sure would love to have you as a VIP. 15% is great. It's basically earning your own rewards. So instead of the old system where the hostess would get that 15% back in rewards, now you're getting it every time you order. So it's a fantastic perk that we can now offer to everyone who signs up to be a VIP. Okay, now another exclusive for this month is the November Stamp of the Month. And it's in the back of the idea book. This is what it looks like. It's this really cute coffee cup and a little hot chocolate or coffee mug. This piece of pie. You get a candy cane, a poinsettia, a little snowflake, some sentiments, even the whipped cream and marshmallows, little border art, other little corner art. So super cute. And Close to My Heart always gives you, some artwork that shows you how they've used it. And so you can see on this wreath, they've cut out the pie and the mug of cocoa and the poinsettia, the candy cane, just other little bits and pieces to show off their Christmas photo. And then in here, they've just used it as part of their Picture My Life cards. So here it is on this card with a little candy cane. And here as some little background stamping, another little poinsettia there. So here's another sentiment. Just some fun ways to use the stamp set. So let's get into making our card tonight. First, let me say hi to a few people. I noticed some coming in. So, hi, Mary and Giada. Hello, Janet. Hi, Livy. Hello, Christy and Kara and Chris. I hope y'all are watching with your mom. Okay, so here's the stamp set. I've already pulled out the stamps that I want to use and put them on my blocks. So I've got my coffee cup and the lid. I've got my sentiment and I've got my snowflake. I'm going to be using some Chipped Sapphire Distress Oxide. I've already got my sponge, my blending sponge on my handle here. I'm also going to be using Sapphire ink. This is Close to My Heart ink. So some of the other tools I'll be using. I'm going to be using some silver tinsel embossing powder. This is not the fine embossing powder. This is the tinsel, and it should give us a little bit of a rough texture like tinsel. I've also got white embossing powder. That is the fine embossing powder. I've got some Stardust Stickles that I'll be able to add in maybe if we need it, if we need a little more shine. Of course, I've got my Versamark. I've even got some embossing pens, just to make a little bit of extra snow, some dots to make our snow on our background. So I've got that set aside. I have already pre-cut some of my paper. So I've got this white glitter paper, and you can see that's super, super shiny. And it is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's going to be the complete card front. Then I've got a piece of the blue sapphire cardstock cut at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I've got a piece of white cardstock that we're going to ink the background. And then once I cut it with the rectangle die, it'll fit right in there. I've also got some pieces that I cut with the fancy borders. So I just cut 2 pieces of cardstock so that I could get the fancy edges. And then I attached them to this die so that I could get the stitching on the side so that it would match. And this is just going to be a little bit of a snow bridge or bank on our card to create a little bit of depth and, you know, the illusion that we've got this background and foreground and, you know, snowbank, just to tuck our little coffee cup in. So now that I've told you all the things I'm using and what we're going to do, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to set these pieces aside because I want to keep them nice and clean and white because that's going to be our snow front. For this piece though, this is where we get a little bit messy with our card. And using our Distress Oxide, we're just going to create, well, actually, first we're going to emboss. And then we'll create that colored background. I don't want to emboss after. I need to emboss first so that it can do the resist. So I'm just going to take my anti-static pouch and rub it over the top of the card just to get out any static. I already know that probably the bottom 2 inches or so of my card, see, maybe about halfway, I'm not going to need to get any embossing done, but I'm going to need it all in the above part and just randomly, of course. So using the Versamark, I'm just going to kind of leave this here for a guide. And I know snowflakes are all supposed to be different and random, but sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. Okay, I think that's enough snowflakes. And so I'm gonna do those in white. So I'm just using the embossing powder that I have in this Tupperware bowl, because this is going to be one of those colors that I'm going to use, you know, a lot compared to having some other color. I'm kind of missing a little something to go off the edge of the page. And something a little bit down so that it doesn't look like an obvious cut to the design. I want it need it to look natural. And it's okay if some of those get covered up. Okay, let me set that aside and let's heat emboss that. Let's heat that, let's melt that down. So hopefully you can see it. I know it's white on white. So just melting down. Okay. Now I'm going to take my embossing pen, and it comes in a pack of 3. So one is a brush pen, one's a broad, and one's a medium. I think I'm going to just use the medium. Oh, maybe not. That looks kind of fine. Use the broad maybe. And just make some dots here and there. Okay, so maybe let's try that medium for some smaller dots. And so I'm basically just dotting embossing ink around the card. And it may take like a lot of the embossing powder. It may just take it in tiny flakes, and either way is fine, because I just want some you know, little silver snowflake. Let me open up this tinsel. It's my first time using this silver one, so it should be fun. And it's just gonna attach to, should just attach to where we put the pen. Yeah, and it did, totally did. So let me knock off anything that's not super fine where we want it. And I will just put all that back in. Okay. There we go. Let me get rid of all that extra. You know, once you start working with glitter, you've got it everywhere. Okay, so now we've got to heat emboss that as well to get that silver to melt down. I'm going to try not to hit my white not poinsettias, my white snowflakes too much so that I don't remelt those. Hopefully you can see. Oh, no, nope, can't see because that camera is not focus that close. Let me see if I adjust this light. Can you see? So you can see where the silver embossing pen just made those little dots. So we've got these little silver flecks. Okay, now we can do our blending. So I'm going to start off, and of course I'll blend from the top down. So this part will be darker and then it'll get lighter. And it's kind of the effect that I'm wanting. So I'm going to concentrate to the top more than the bottom. Making sure everything is nice and not moving. Just gonna blend it in. Blend it down. We're just carrying that ink just as far down as we can till it disappears into the white. I already know that we're gonna be covering up, you know, some of that stuff on the bottom, so I don't have to worry about filling up the whole card. Just make it darker at the top. I'll work that down. That silver really, really shines. Okay. I think that's all I'll add to that. And then you'll see when I add on my 2 white pieces down here, we should get some nice contrast. And I'm just gonna come through and wipe off any excess ink off my snowflakes so that the white will pop out again. And we can even add just a little bit of some water. Now if you're using this bottle and you spray it all the way, like you push this all the way down, you're gonna get a fine mist. If you do it like halfway, you're gonna get some bigger drops. So I think I wanna get the fine mist. So I'm gonna press it all the way down. And I'm just gonna give it that one whisk of powder so that it'll really give that water effect in the back. Looks really, really good. Okay. Let me just dry it. I can unbuckle my card. And dry it from the back so that I don't remelt anything. Okay. Oh, looking really good. Okay, so now I'm just gonna run it through my die cut machine using my stitched rectangle. We'll get a nice clean background with that stitched edging, and we can start building our card. There we go. Super nice and clean. I love we get those clean edges. Everything looks like natural because we've got that stamping off the card. Our water droplets look really good with that fine mist. So let me say hi again if I missed anybody. Let's see. Hi, Julie. Hey, Jay. Hello, Mom. Hi, Lily. Hi, Karen. Hi, Dora. Thanks, you guys, for joining me. Okay, where are we? We need to start building our card. And, well, let's get a few more elements done, and then we'll build it up. So, just kind of wiping off my sheet here. And next, I'm going to stamp my cup. So I've got my sapphire ink here. And I've got, where is it? So I'm going to use the not packing foam, the sheet of foam that comes in the stamp pack. Just as a little buffer, and it helps me get some clear images. So I'm just gonna stamp that straight down. Give it a good press. And hopefully we should have a nice clean image. Oh yes, very pretty. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing for the lid. I'm gonna fussy cut these, so. I'm just gonna do that. Cut them. And I'll cut them down. Now, I'm gonna have to decide what to do about that sentiment. Look at that, super, super clean. I'm gonna cut as close as I can to the line. Not too much of a halo. Okay, that's that one piece. I've got this cup. Okay, so now our two pieces will just sit, boom, right there. Make a super, super cute cup. And I can move all this trash out of the way. Okay, so now I'm gonna build up probably one layer at a time so that I can kind of see where I'm going. So now, you see how these pre-cut pieces line up straight with the stitching? And do that. I'm just gonna tuck my cup in here, just like that. And I guess I'm gonna put my sentiment right down here, but I'm gonna, I want to do it in blue so that it'll be really nice and sharp. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm going to stamp it in blue, and then I'm gonna stamp it just like a little shadow effect, and then emboss that. Let's see how that works for us. And if it doesn't look good, we'll just cut another piece of this. There's You Warm My Heart. Let me wipe it off. I can't believe there's not a little heart. There is no heart little icon thingy. Let me see if I have one somewhere else. I really, really want to add a heart. I know I've got one because, you know, it's close to my heart. We put hearts on everything. So out of this seasonal borders, I got this, just this little tiny heart. And that's all I want. Just a little something. Just a little something. But then I'm going to add it on this side in the silver. Okay. So I'm not going to worry about doing this exactly. I want to do it a little bit off. And we'll see if that looks too weird, if it looks too messy, if we need to do it again. But I'm going to do it with the silver tinsel because that looked really good. There's probably even a little bit of silver I could add on the cup itself. Why don't we do that? And we can do that with the pen. Okay. I'm going to take the pen and I'm just going to color in this little snowflake, which I realize now that I can do with the stamp, but you know, showing you the pen is a neat thing too. That way our cup has a little bit of shine as well. Okay, let's put this back in. If you are creating whatever you're creating, scrapbook layout, card layout, whatever paper craft you might be getting yourself into, please be sure to post it in the group for everybody else to see. Or you can send me a picture and I'll post it in the group. At the end of the month, I'll send a prize to someone to kind of as a incentive and as a thank you for creating along. So I hope y'all will do that. Oh, I think it's gonna look so cute. Cute, cute. Oh, I like that it's not even like perfectly lined up. Okay, now on the cup. Cute, cute. Okay, there we go. We can definitely start building off of that. Where's my adhesive? Okay. So let's bring in our pieces back. So this is going to go down here, and this needs to go in here. So let me adhere this down, and this part's going to go flat because the other part is going to go with foam tape. So I'm just kind of using it as a guide. That's about where I want that. Let me try and unbend it. Okay, and now I need some foam tape for this. And just kind of still have plenty of room to tuck in the cup. And if not, we can cut the bottom of the cup to tuck it in. Actually, let's see whereabouts that's gonna sit, and maybe we just glue it in now. Let's do that. Oh, I want this on foam tape too, but I'm gonna use a thinner foam tape. Okay, so if this were to go here, whereabouts? I want it right about there. Awesome, awesome. Just trim off some of this tape. Okay. Oh. Just putting the foam tape on the back of my cup lid and adding that there. So that's nice and raised up, but not as much as this second layer of the bottom border. It's probably going to be a little bulky right where it crosses that, but we'll be okay. I'm just going to line that up along the bottom. Should be good about the sides. And look at that. All nice and dimensional. You can see all the, and this is just the first layer, so we haven't even gotten to this part yet. I'm going to put it flat onto the blue, and then I'll put that with foam tape onto the glitter paper, because the foam tape works really well to the foam, to the glitter. See, super duper shiny. I love it. Okay. And put the glitter paper to our card first. I'm gonna kind of make sure that I get a good adhesion. So I'm definitely probably doing overkill with the tape runner. I've had this glitter paper in my stash for way too long. It looks so much better now that I've cut it and glued it to a piece of card. I'm just trimming off the excess. Okay. Super, super good. And then I'm going to put foam tape on the back of this. I should have used, well, doesn't matter. I should have used a foam sheet, but I still would have been adding a bunch of foam. Oh gosh, I ran out of the wide one, so now I gotta use a couple strips of the narrow one. And that's on using foam tape for every card. So I don't think I'm gonna have to add any bling to this. I don't know, those Stickles are still staring at me. But we got a lot going on. So pretty. kind of wishing I had 2 cups here, but I think 1 is plenty, I guess. I'm just an extra person. But there we go. I'm gonna leave it like that. Look at that. Look at all that goodness. We've got our double stamped sentiment so that we get the blue so that you can see the wording. And then we've got that silver just to give it a lots of shine. How far down do I need to pull it to get up? There we go. So you can, there you go. You see all that shiny, and it's not smooth. It's that tinsel, so you definitely feel it. And then look how thick our card is. I love that. I love to see it from the side and see all that dimension. But we've even got our silver and our white, our resist, our oxides. Lots and lots of good stuff going on here tonight. Okay, so I'll put the stickles away for another day. Maybe. I can't resist. Let's do a few dots here and there. It can just be more snowflakes. Haha, I added more. Okay, so I don't know how well you'll be able to see them now because they're not dry, but once they dry, we're going to be like clear little glittery gems. So, okay, calling it. That's it. We're stopping there. There we go. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me for another live card. This was our November stamp of the month. If you want this stamp set, it is $18.95 if you order it alone. It is $5 if you place a $50 order. And it is absolutely free if you become a VIP member and order it with your $50 order. So, 3 ways to get this stamp set, but it's only good until the end of the month. So, don't delay if you want this stamp set. I don't have any extras. I won't have this come December 1st and you decide you want this stamp set. I won't have any extras to sell you. So you've got to get a jump on it. It is too cute. It's got all these images, not just what I've shown you today, but the other mug, the pie, the whipped cream, the marshmallows, the candy cane poinsettias, all these wordings and borders, and just lots and lots of good stuff on this stamp set. So thanks you guys again for joining me. And remember my new schedule. I will be doing a live card on Wednesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays and Sundays right here on this channel. So until then, we'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.